Shifting focus now to the COVID crisis or a third wave that India could face. Whether that happens or not, we need to be prepared. Now, there has been a steady slowdown as far as fresh COVID-19 cases in India is concerned, but a sudden sharp spike in cases in 2 union territories in the country has raised several red flags. The Health Ministry has cautioned Ladakh and Puducherry over the surge in weekly cases as well as their positivity rate, urging them to take preemptive action. The numbers have added to fears of a looming third wave, especially as Europe is also now reeling under its impact, where there is a debate now of a third or of a booster dose, in fact. Rajiv Dasgupta, epidemiologist, joins us on this broadcast. Neeraj Gupta, CEO of Genes2Me, will also be joining us here shortly. But Rajiv Dasgupta, coming to you first now, we were seeing a plateau as far as COVID-19 cases were concerned, and it was giving us hope, which is why several of the curbs were relaxed. We're now seeing, traveling that also has been eased across the country. We're open for international travelers as well. Is that a cause for concern? Because it seems like the relaxing of curbs has also unfortunately given way to people throwing caution to wind.
Well, at one level, these are two slightly different things in the sense that curbs have to be relaxed, normalcy has to be restored, and at the same time, at the individual level, COVID precautions have to be maintained. Since some of these behavioral determinants are weakening, that's something we need to strengthen. What we also need to strengthen, and the program is focused on, is completing the second dose of the vaccine, which has seen some challenges, and therefore the ministry launched to the Har Ghar Dastak program, and the target to complete at least 90% single dose by the end of this month.
Right, now the talk of a booster dose is something that several countries around the globe are talking of. Europe as well, several countries in Europe also have been talking about it, Mr. Dasgupta, and now they are seeing a sudden spike in cases. Is that something that could be looked at in the Indian context as well?
Now, what is distinct between India and Europe is the fact that the Delta wave has really swept India, and therefore in some senses, we are in that post-Delta situation, though Delta certainly remains the dominant variant, but the Delta has had its play in this population. Whereas in Europe, the Delta is still spreading, both the Delta and the Delta Plus, and the evidence from Europe is that the Delta cases are occurring among the unvaccinated. And that really is the worry in some of these countries in Europe. And compared to globally, other than Europe, all other regions, the WHO regions, have seen actually a drop in deaths compared to the few previous weeks. So the situation in Europe is something very specific, and at least in the immediate context, this really may not be comparable to India's.
Right, Mr. Neeraj Gupta, CEO of Genes2Me, also with us on this broadcast. Mr. Gupta, I'd like to ask you, the 40-minute no extraction RT-PCR kit that your company has now brought into the market. This is going to significantly help ease the tensions or, the kind of effort that our industry, the medical health infrastructure had to put as far as the first and especially the second wave went. If we do look at a third or an imminent wave that could possibly hit India, how significant do you think your RT-PCR kits are going to help the industry, even the diagnostics wing?
Yeah, thank you. You are absolutely right, because one of the very crucial factors for us to kind of monitor the progress of the pandemic is how frequently and how fast we can test our population or people and the people who are sick. So usually RT-PCR is considered as a gold standard diagnostic test for testing the COVID pandemic and coronavirus. And the kit which we have developed is conventionally very different and innovative. How it is different? Because in convention basis, the RT-PCR experiment usually takes in a laboratory. From the when you get a VTM sample that you get sample collected in your methodology, you receive in lab, you do the RNA extraction, and then you do the RT-PCR on that. And that overall process takes typically about 160 minutes. in the experiment stage. That we have been able to reduce significantly without compromising the quality and sensitivity, and that whole process can just be completed now from swab to result in just 40 minutes. Now this is a game changer strategy because laboratories can now reduce their time frame for reporting just by 1/3. Not only that, on the other way side of it, looking at it with the same existing infrastructure as we saw in the second wave, we were not able to test very fast, and usually the reports used to take 2 to 3 days or 5 days sometimes to get the report in hand for the patient. So because the capacity of the laboratories was limiting even in the second wave, now with this test being implemented on the given day in the country, it just multiplies the testing capacity of the country to 3 times without changing any parameter. So if the country was able to test 15 lakh tests a day, we can now test 45 lakh tests a day. So that is something which is a very big change, and that too with our trials showed us very high accuracy and sensitivity. So we have received a tremendous response. We did a big international launch for this in the last week in Medica in Germany, and they were very much impressed with this innovation we have brought from India. It's first of its kind, and they are now trying to implement this in various parts of the Europe because their testing capacity is also very limited, and they can use the extended benefits of this facility.
Right. Now, Mr. Gupta, as far as different mutations or variants is concerned, how adept would this kit be in identifying those?
Excellent. Now, this is a very important question because usually we always compromise in terms of most of the kits we have been using is with either single or 2 target genes, which are responsible for detecting the coronavirus. In this kit, we have incorporated 3 target genes which are specific to the coronavirus, which makes it much more versatile to detect even the mutated samples, which may be for a specific region of the gene. So if your kit conventionally had 1 or 2 genes, it has a high chance it may be missing that region. And with this kit, because of having 3 target genes at the same time, being very fast, it can detect all the mutated samples with much higher confidence.
Right.
And above all, our sensitivity as per our clinical trials with ICMR got us an accuracy of more than 100, sensitivity of 100%, which is never seen before in the industry from our clinical trials, and that makes it much more versatile to detect low positives to high positive samples with this fast and innovative methodology.
Right, this definitely does give hope to several within the industry and in the country as well, and it definitely does increase our productivity and decrease costs. Thank you so much, Neeraj Gupta and Rajiv Das Gupta, for joining us here on this broadcast with your perspective. A quick break here on this edition. Lots more lined up for you on the other side. Don't go anywhere.